all of you on this anniversary. Please go ahead and invite your friends and family members. Let's go and invite as many people as possible, because today we are going to be conversing and talking on Nigerians' independence and, of course, on the myriads of problems that are facing the Nigerian nation. Is there a future for Nigeria? Is there any way for us to come out of this dungeon of hopelessness that the country is in right now? That is the question. So is there a way out for Nigeria? Well, if there is anybody that still believes that we can not just make Nigeria come out of the problems we are in, but actually graduate Nigeria into the greatest country in the world, the greatest country, how to make Nigeria the greatest country. I believe it. I believe that we will not only solve our problems, but we stand a chance of making Nigeria the greatest country in the world. And then we can, and as a Nigerian, and not just as a Nigerian, but because of what I understand, because of what I understand, Nigeria also can overtake America as a nation. So we can make Nigeria the greatest country in the world, and that is what I strongly believe in. And we are going to be talking today about, different problems that Nigeria has and the ways that we could resolve those problems, how we could resolve these problems of Nigeria. Okay, I have some people with me on my panel today. I have Mrs. Peace. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Are you proud? Are you still proud to be a Nigerian?
I'm proud to be a Nigerian.
Are you sure?
I hope that one day Nigeria is going to be better.
Well, you are looking like Oyinbo more than we are the ones who are original. We are even though you are Oyinbo, you are already in Europe and you are looking like Oyinbo, and you still want to go back to that place where people are just like us. Like I have Odumegu Ojuku in my. I have my own Ojuku here in the house. To my right here.
Yeah, Nigeria is.
We are the ones to be proud of the country. So with my own Ojuku here, Nigeria has a future. Yeah. But your own, where is the only one strange out of the three people I'm seeing here? You are the only one that is separate, different, like Oyibo. Maybe we should just leave you in Europe and go home.
No,
we will go.
No. Wow.
You say you still be Nigeria?
Yes. Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be great one day, and I hope that with time, Nigeria is going to take a drastic step that will turn around the country and things are going to be better.
Thank you so much. And you, I said, do you know Ojuku?
I know Ojuku.
So you decided to figure yourself and portray yourself in to be the resurrected Ojuku for our generation, because you are modeled after him in your imagery.
Yeah,
or maybe you are blood related somehow.
Ojuku is one of our major actors we have in Nigeria.
Yes, historical figure.
Historical figure. Yeah. So happy independence, guys. We hope one day we'll be proud. Because right now I'm not proud of that nation. Sorry. But hopefully we'll be proud of that country.
But even if you are not proud, the way you are looking like this, anywhere you go, we will remember that you are Nigerian, because of that Ojuku image. Either you are proud or you are not proud, they carry the thing everywhere with you. Either you are proud or you are not proud, the thing is following you everywhere.
So we hope we're looking forward to find the right candidate that will be in power, that will be able to resolve the political issues in that country. Hopefully. Well,
I personally don't believe that we need any special person in power to be able to resolve the problems of Nigeria. Personally, I don't.
Yeah.
I personally believe that each one of us could take responsibility. Each one of us could take responsibility. Each one of us could take responsibility in a way that we could all restore Nigeria. We could all make Nigeria to become a great country, just the way, if each one of us would take responsibility. One of the books I wrote is You Are Born to Make Your Nations Great. So if all of us will get a hold of that, the truth of that book, and we'll be able to abide by it, we don't really need to wait for somebody to come to power or for a politician to be at the helm of events. Now, people in Nigeria believe that, what you are saying, mostly. Most people believe that that is the key. But I wrote a book that is called Nigeria and the Leadership Question. Nigeria and the Leadership Question. That book is actually arguing the fact that, no, the problem we have is not just the leadership. It is, we have, I don't want to talk about the book right now, but the book, anybody that is interested could go and read it and see that the leadership could be resolved. Leadership is not the biggest problem we have. We have a problem that is even much more serious than leadership. And that's why which has now led to the leadership problem. So, so I personally don't think that we need somebody to come to the affair. If we have the right political leadership, of course, that would be a good thing for the country because they can do something. But right now, we're at a stage where we cannot keep on waiting for some political messiah to come and deliver us. We're at a stage now where we ourselves need to step out and see what we could do to restore the dignity and the majesty of the land. So maybe you people have some issues that you would like us to discuss, some problems that you would like us to face.
Yeah.
I will be happy, to answer.
Yeah, Doctor. I have 17 questions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have come with a machine gun, no? Not because of the Ojuku one, but I have 17 questions is a lot. That's like machine gun.
And I would start with this first question. My first question to you, Doctor, is do you think political accountability should be introduced in Nigeria?
Oh yes, definitely. Yes, without that, we are going to be in the wilderness for a very long time. Without political accountability, we are going to be in the hoods for a very long time to come. One of the issues where we need to introduce political accountability is in this area of the Senate and the House of Representative people. You see, in the Senate, it's like nobody knows what they are getting, what their take home is up to now. Somebody said they make more than the President of the United States of America.
Right.
Each one of them. And we have over 400 of them. So if we have 400 senators or House of Representatives who are making each over $1 million a year, and even the American president doesn't make such a thing. So what is left for the ordinary people? The ordinary people will always keep, be in that mystery that they are in right now. So that is a major issue. Accountability, we should have to start with transparency. And transparency has to begin with all of them. We know how much Buhari is earning as a president, but we don't know how much senators are earning and what they are doing with the money that is being allocated for their wards and their districts. So accountability is a big thing. Until we put that in place, they will keep on drawing us back. They will keep on drawing us back as a nation. So political accountability, especially with those people. But also, I think we need political accountability as well with, in regards to local governments. Because I think a lot of money is being set aside for local government development, but the money don't really get to the grassroots people. So the local government is another area of accountability where we will need, a lot of accountability so that because I know somebody who is a local government secretary, only secretary of the local government, and the person has built about 5 houses, and the person is sending the children abroad to go and study. Secretary, local government secretary. So, and the local government is very poor. Nobody has anything. He's built 5 houses. How? Because it is only those political positions are a way of just stealing money from the people, and that is a major question. So political accountability, I think that is, if there is anything that I will commend, why I would say we will need radical political leader, like you said, what you started with, that we will need, a good leader. I think it will be in the area of political accountability, because someone like Showore, that is one of the candidates coming. His name is Showore something. So he, I think personally, is radical enough to be able to take on and demand accountability from the political elite of Nigeria. So if you get a leader like Showore, he will go a long way to helping the country come back to sanity in the area of accountability. But would they allow him? Is another problem. There is no guarantee that they will allow him. They will be claiming democracy, and there is no way you can make the political elite in Nigeria accountable without some form of dictatorship. And with the way Showore is talking, it's like he's ready for that dictatorship. But I don't think Nigeria is ready for it.
Right.
Okay, Pastor, my question is from a different angle from the question Emmanuel just asked.
Okay.
I want to ask, you vow to make a change in Nigeria.
Yes.
And you vow to make Nigeria an envy of the whole world in 10 years.
After getting to Nigeria.
Yeah, but she is currently the poverty center of the world. Mm-hmm. How do you intend to achieve that?
By the grace of God, I think the fact that Nigeria will be different, there is no doubt about it. Once I get to Nigeria in the next 10 years, 10 years will be maximum amount of time for people to begin to feel and see the difference once, by the grace of God, I land in the country. So once I land in the country, I hope that God will have helped us to be able to put in place some of the principles that God has taught me over the years in Europe and in Ukraine here, that God has helped me to be able to make a difference in this country, that God will help us, God will give me the opportunity to be able to put those kind of principles in place. If by the grace of God, I'm able to get to Nigeria on ground and to do what I know, if I have the strength, the energy, the health, by the grace of God, to be able to work the way I would like to work, and I know what to do. Not just Nigeria will be better, but people will be running back to Nigeria. And I don't need to be a politician for that. I'm always surprised why people in Nigeria always want to go and take a political office, as if without taking a political office, they cannot do anything. I want to prove that, no, you don't have to take a political office and you can change a country. That's what we have been able to do in Ukraine. And I want to prove the same, that no, I will not be a politician unless, I don't know, God has to do something supernatural to make me. But I don't want to, I'm not interested. But I want to be able to prove it, that we'll bring about change in the country, in the whole country. And that more than the changes we have seen in the last 58 years of independence. And yet, it will not be because of political. So that staff drew. So why we are going to be working there, if we are able to work in the country there, by the grace of God, everybody will see the difference. Everybody will see the difference that yes, this is a new country now. For example, in the plan of making Nigeria the envy of nations, one of the things that I plan to do is that with my team, I have a team that we are working on the project of rebuilding the whole of Nigeria as a nation. We want to rebuild the whole of Nigeria. So we want to rebuild the mindset of the people. We want to rebuild the system, the infrastructure of the country, and we want to rebuild the running, the functionality of Nigeria. Now, somebody will say, how will you be able to do that without being a politician? We have to work with the politicians. Without the politicians, we will never be able to do that. But before I could do that, I have to be in the country. But the most important assignment out of all these three things is the rebuilding of the mindset, the value system of the people. Right now, Nigerian government doesn't talk about rebuilding the value system and the mindset of the people at all. They don't even talk about rebuilding the system of running the country, of the functionality. They only talk about rebuilding, infrastructure. But infrastructure alone is not enough, and they are not even doing a good job at that. So we have a lot of things to handle, but the most important thing is that I know what to do. You see, in this Bible, the Bible says that the work of the ignorant or the work of the fool is hard. So the work of the ignorant is hard. What makes the work of the ignorant hard is not that the work itself is hard. It doesn't matter what work an ignorant person is doing, it's going to be hard. And the reason is because he's ignorant of how to do it. It's because he doesn't know the way to the city. So anytime you find yourself struggling with something, you cannot resolve something, it's because you don't know. There is something you don't know. It is what we don't know that is destroying us. When you don't know how to do a task, you will be struggling with it because you don't know how to do it. Yeah. But when you know how to do the task, it's going to be easier for you. You're going to be able to. So that is the difference that I'm going to bring to the table by the grace of God. I know how to do it because God has helped me to do it before. So we are going to bring about, by the grace of God, national transformation. So we have to bring about change, real change, in the way that, by the grace of God, the whole country and the world will know that yes, there is a difference, in this whole country. So his talk is cheap. Somebody has said, okay, you've been talking all this while. Why are you still there? Come to Nigeria now. But they don't know the situation that I am presently in. If there's anybody who wants to be in Nigeria right now, more than anybody else, it is me. But, God is in charge of times and seasons. So God knows the best time. I don't know why, but he knows why. Why he's making me to be here for now. But at his own right time, by the time I'm able to leave Ukraine, we will be ready to do something. And Nigeria will begin to see the difference the very first year, by the grace of God.
Doctor, you just emphasized, in a nutshell, you emphasized on value systems. How can we actually incorporate these value systems in Nigeria in the aspect of quality life?
Quality life in the sense of, you mean economically quality life or?
Socially.
Okay. I think to bring about quality life for people in Nigeria socially, we need to change people in improving the quality of life of the people. Number two, we will need to provide work and job for people. Without work and job, which I don't really believe in that people should be doing job, but we have to resolve the problem of employment. Either it's going to be self-employment or it's going to be one kind of employment or the other, but we must make sure that people have money to put food on their table. So that, I also have a strategy. I have the strategy on how to do that. I have the strategy. If you are interested or you ask me the question, we'll go into more details, but we have to resolve the problem of people having money in their hand to spend. So that's number two, to improve the quality of life of people. Number three, we will need to increase and rebuild the whole infrastructure of Nigeria. I don't believe, I am not one of the ones that believe that we can fix Nigeria the way it is now. We cannot fix Nigeria the way it is now. My dream about Nigeria is to rebuild the whole of Nigeria physically. Even physically, to rebuild the country physically, you know, just tear the whole thing down. Just like we have done this before in history. Nigeria has been able to do this on a microscopic level. Nigeria has been able to build the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Nigeria was able to build from nothing a standard level city in Abuja. It's the only world level city that we have. And it was built from zero. So the same way we rebuilt Abuja is the same way we need to rebuild the whole of Nigeria. You know, all those talks they are talking about, okay, go Ibadan, expressway, Lagos, Ibadan, Lagos, or Remo, Ekwe, or whatever, the road, Bini, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Sokoto, Kano, all those roads, just go build this road, Calabar, Aba road, and all those things. That one would never end. If you are going to be depending on government coming to build this road, oh, we put electricity in this place, oh, light here, oh, water, oh. We have to rebuild, to make Nigeria an envy of nations. We have to rebuild Nigeria in a way that it will be like Europe from the low level, from the start. Just like you went to Abuja straight, it's from the start. The whole of Nigeria needs to be reconstructed like that. And somebody might say, but how will you do that? Well, we have a whole scheme on how to do this. We will divide the country into 3 zones. We will start by building a prototype in the place we have seen that is big enough to be able to take in a big city that is like Abuja. We'll build like a new Abuja, but in Niger Delta area. There is a place where we are looking at, and then another advantage with the Niger Delta area is that it's close to the Atlantic Ocean, so we can reclaim. So by reclaiming and the land that is already free there, we will rebuild a whole city that will be for like 500,000 people. So, but the people will be allowed to live in that 500,000 people, they have to be renewed in their mind first. So we will reprogram them as well. We will retrain them to live in a sophisticated country where they will have their house, they will have their family, schools, everything will be like, we will start with a new standard of the most developed city in the world. So it will be a smart city, it will be a city as good as in China, in Norway, in Finland, Singapore. So it will be one thing, Singapore there, but then once we do one of that like that in the next, as we have started doing that and is growing, we will do the same thing in every geographical zone, 6 geographical zones of the country. So every zone will have its own Abuja, so to say, or Singapore. Yeah. So once we have one in every zone like that, then we will divide the whole country into 240s. We have already everything I'm saying now is already cut out. We will divide them into the 240 areas. So the zone A is what we have right now. Zone B is what we are going to be using as experimental while we are building those things. So in the meanwhile, while we are building, we will have 10,000 people each. So let's say we go to any state. We'll go, and do in every state there will be like 10 zones. We would break every zone. It depends on the population of the state. We will break them into between 5 to 10 zones, but only with 10,000 people each. So we will train the 10,000 people to live like people live in a modern society, and also working in that place. So we give them skills, train them to live and work and live. So by the time their relatives and people are going to visit them, they are seeing. It's just like and you have this all around. If you go to Port Harcourt, for example, or you go to Delta, you have Shell city. Is it city they call it? Shell locations. Camp. Shell camp.
Yeah.
If you go there, it will be that you are a Euro.
Yes.
It will be like you are in Europe, and that's the kind of thing I say. But that one was done by a company. So it's not that something that is never done before, but their own, they do it like just for their workers.
Yeah.
And you are just you other people cannot even get inside. So but security is there, electricity is there 24 hours.
Yeah.
Water supply, everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So something like that will have 10 of those in every state. But not because you are shell or you are not shallow. Just in individual state, you are or a citizen, a dweller of that state. So we will then expand. That is Zone B. Zone B is introducing people from the old world, from the old Nigeria, into the future Nigeria that's coming. So once we introduce that kind of 10 cities like that in every state, then we will start through them to expand into bigger, what we call Zone C. Zone C is we'll be taking people out from the old, something little by little, and reclaiming their territory. So for example, we have built a house for 10,000 people. But by the time they are living here, we will go to let's say this is land now, Nigeria. We barricade this, these 10,000 people, but these people are taken from people who are closer here. Right. So by the time they move in there, we take over that territory. Then by the time the next stage move here, we take over that next territory. By the time the other, we take over that. So the good something now is being spread. That is now what will become Zone C, that replaces the old, that is Zone A.
Wow.
So it will start with Zone B, and then it will become Zone C.
Wow.
That will become. We have to rebuild the whole of Nigeria. Now the question will be, why is it that the politicians are not doing it now? Because we have to have the money. You know, people that cannot even find money to rebuild road, how would they rebuild a whole country? Well, I have an answer to that also. So, but some of these things, I will just keep quiet. I will just be talking about the Bible. Let me be talking about little things and politicians, because they are too big. Yeah. Some of these ideas are too mind-blowing for even. So I just want to keep quiet and not even talk until time I begin to act. Until I'm able to come out of here and I'm able to do what I'm saying, then I'm able to begin to prove it. Then it's time to talk. But right now I'm just giving you an idea of some of the things that we want to do. But by the way, if you want to join our conversation, and you want to, contribute or call in, you should be free to call in, everybody that is watching us. And the way to do it is to go to Facebook Messenger. Go to Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger. Look for Move Agents. Facebook Messenger, Move Agents. Facebook Messenger, Move Agents. And when you get to Move Agents, just write and send a message, SMS, and say, I want to call, or I want to contribute, or I want to ask a question. So all of you that are watching now, you can all participate in the discussion. Ask me any question you want. Since today is Independence Day, then I have the freedom to be able to exchange with you some of my dreams. But meanwhile, while we're expecting the calls and contributions from all of you, I will be taking questions from my guests that are here. But meanwhile, I will not go to Nigeria alone, because somebody will say, who will you start? How will you start this? Well, concerning the money situation, like I said, we are working on it. It will not be an issue by the grace of God. I already have certain amount of money that I already have, not in my hand, but agreement. Like we have already, we have already agreed on. We just need to, do some signing of document with the Nigerian government. No, some work that needs to be done, but we are going to do it by the grace of God. And then, how will we do it? Well, I plan by the grace of God to Ashiwata and Pustoy. I plan to also be able to take maybe 2,000 people from Europe, from all over the world, from diaspora, with me to Nigeria. So it's not going to be a situation whereby we are looking for people and you are saying everybody is stealing from you. They are corruption, politicians, and maybe they will be doing their own, but we will not rely on the people on the ground too much. We will come with our own people from diaspora, and we will come with Europeans as well to be able to, to engage with, because they know what I'm talking about. They have come from abroad, and they know what Europe looks like. And some of them are going to come also because some of them are going to be representative of funds and organizations that will be giving the money for these projects. So we are going to not just be by ourselves. We're going to have foreigners working to build a better Nigeria. Because, Nigeria is the biggest black nation in the world. If Nigeria doesn't make it, it's like a burden for the whole world. We'll keep on having refugees. You'll keep on having people running from Africa to Europe. And Europe themselves, they are having a headache because of that. It's going to be keep on having refugees. So it's their own challenge also. It's a challenge of all of us that we should resolve the problem of Nigeria. And Nigeria is 1/5 or so of the whole of Africa. So if we help Africa, then maybe Nigeria will be able to pull the others away from some of the problems that we're having right now. Maybe Peace, you want to ask a question?
Okay. Today, Nigeria is 58 years old. Pastor, I want to ask, in your own opinion, do you think pastors, Jews, churches have contributed to the development of Nigeria in any way for these past 58 years?
Oh, yes. I believe that definitely churches have contributed immensely to the development of Nigeria for the past 58 years, especially in the early years of independence, especially before independence. Most of the people who fought for our independence, most of the people who led the fight for independence, who raised the awareness about our independence, were actually clergymen. They were religious people. They were Protestants. They were returned slaves. Slaves that came back from America, that came back from Sierra Leone, that came back from the ships, so some of those people, they became educated, but they came back as Christians, and many of them were clergymen, and some of them were even educated more in religious schools. People like Ajayi Crowder, and a lot of them. So the elite of Nigerians were Christians, and they were church people. So they contributed immensely to the regeneration of Nigeria and independence of Nigeria. Later on, we have another group of Christians and pastors who were missionaries, or people that were trained by foreign missionaries. So the first generation of churches and missions in Nigeria, they did a lot also. They started building churches. The first, not just churches, hospitals. The first generation of hospitals that were built in Nigeria were actually built by churches, by these pastors and churches, missionaries. And then the first generation of teachers, either Christian or not Christian schools, they were all missionary or people that were trained by missionaries. So the teachers were all believers, most of them. And also in the educational system, hospital, civil service, most of these people were Christians and people that have been trained by the missionaries. Also, most of our elites and people who became our governors and our presidents, most of them studied in one mission school or the other. So they were given education by the missionaries and the church. So the church has played a very huge role in the development of Nigeria up to today. It is only in the past 30 years that the church started playing a downward role in the development of Nigeria. Before the past 30 years, everything was good. The church was respected. The church was contributing a lot to the development of the country. But with the emergence of churches they call charismatic or Pentecostal churches, they started preaching prosperity and individual empire. Since we started having these churches of individual churches, that individuals are now the owners of their own church, not Catholic Church, not Anglican, not not Baptist or Methodist, but once we started having individual owner, the founder and the founder and president and GO, That is where all our problems started. Everybody started building their own industry.
Wow.
It became an industry. It became more like, so that's where all the corruption, in the past 30 years especially, but especially in the past 20 years, they are the ones now that have brought recession and backwardness to the history of Nigeria. And they have now caused more problems. So, creating more problems for the country than even they have even spoiled the good work that has been done by the earlier missionaries so much that people don't even remember that church used to be good. People now only remember the bad things that these ones are now doing. Yes. So if anybody wants to contribute to our conversation, please go to Facebook Messenger and look for move agents, and then you could, call. And, you don't call, you just write that you would like to call. We go to move agents on Facebook Messenger and write that you would like to call. If you write that you would like to call, then we will call you back. We are the ones to call you back.
So my next question, Doctor, based on economic growth and development, what should be a major focus?
Very, very good question. What should be our major focus economically in terms of economic growth? Right now, our focus is oil. And we are suffering greatly as a result of that. We are suffering greatly because, for example, can you believe it that up to now, even those states that want to leave Nigeria, they cannot survive on their own without allocation, something they call allocation from the central, from Abuja, which means that some of the states, even though we should give credit to the states and the governors, none of them wants to leave Nigeria. No governor, no state wants to leave because they know the truth that then everybody will die of hunger. It is only some organizations that don't know anything that will be saying, we want to leave Nigeria, I want to leave, individual organizations. But the government, the state, they don't want to because in fact, they cannot even pay salary. Can you imagine that the federal government, if a state does not go to collect money from the federal government, that state will refuse to pay salary and say, we don't even have money to pay salary. They cannot even generate their own money, their own fund from their own state to pay their own workers. They have to go to center. So there is no economic activity, no economic life in Nigerian states. So what should be our focus? First of all, I personally, either I become a politician or I don't become, and I don't plan to become. When I get to Nigeria, I'm going to start a movement. And this, one of the movements I'm going to start, first of all, is to fight against any state governor that wants to become a governor without showing us the way is going to generate money economically for his state, and the way is going to make his state independent of federal allocation. He must tell me how he's going to generate. The only criteria, the most important criteria for you to want to become a governor should be because you know how to make your own state rich.
That's right.
How to generate, not be individuals live in your state. Are they not human beings? What about if it's a country on its own? You not go live. Are you going to be going somewhere to go and collect money from America or from Europe? So you have to look into your own people. You look at your resources that your own people have and your own land have. Tell me how you are going to make your own state to generate money. So by the time we make every state and we put pressure on this governor that nobody should vote for anybody, if you cannot tell me that you are going to generate $5 billion as a state, as your own state, or $10 billion, and you are going to do it before. If you don't do it first time and second time, you know you are not coming back again. And that's number one. And then you are not going to depend on anything. So by the time every state, 34 states or 35, 36 states, by the time everybody begin to generate like this, it's not the little oil money that we are all going to be. Everybody will be rich. Every state will be rich. That's number one. Number two, I think that thinking about right now, all of them are thinking, even the ones that are thinking of generating something in their own state, they are all thinking, either the ministers now, or it's Buhari, or the state governors, everybody is thinking about mineral resources in their own state. They will always talk about some solid minerals. They even have a ministry, they call Ministry of Solid Minerals. But it's all deception. If we read my book, Nigeria Economic, The Way Forward, I have written there that that is an old school economy. So to be thinking about going to, look for mineral resources, that is a primitive way. No modern economy right now is depending on mineral resources. We should not be a country that is still talking about mineral resources. Even if they are there, we should just leave them alone and begin to generate. And I have other ways that we could generate money without mineral resources. I think we have a caller. Hello? Yes. Hello? What? No, your voice disappeared. I can't hear you. Grom Shezelete. Hello? We'll call you back now. We'll call you back. So that's number one. I'm going to, when I get to Nigeria, I'm going to do a lot of work to wake the governors up and to wake the citizens of every state up that who is this person you want to vote for? What is this agenda? How is it going to generate money for the country? Because what they are doing right now in Nigeria is that they are saying, I want to become governor. I want to become. Why? They want to go there and thinking of the money they were going to get in Abuja, and then they are now saying, I am going to use that money better than you. You use the money not good. I will use it better than the one you use. And this one is coming that, no, me, I'm the one going to become governor because I'm going. What? The argument is all about the resources that is already on the ground. Exactly. They will take and I will distribute it well.
Yes.
Why are you not coming with resources? Why do I need you? Distribute. Anybody can distribute. So we need people who will begin to think of contributing. What would they bring to the table? We are not looking for somebody who will come and help us distribute what is already on the ground. This is what we have been doing right now. Even the president, they are all people who are saying, okay, we will come. That one stole, we will not steal. Yeah. That is the, and they will, he will not steal, he will not steal. But what will you contribute? It's like you are the head of your own family, and you are not going to work. So you said my work is just to distribute what is here. Who will be bringing? So that is the kind of economy we are running right now. Everybody just wants to distribute and say that I'm going to distribute more than you. So how am I going to build an economy, a viable economy that is going to be competitive, and that is going to make Nigeria to have sufficiency? I have a whole idea in my book. Number one, we should understand that the world is 21st century. So we have to concentrate on 21st century economy. The first thing I will do is that I will build a 419 city.
419 city. Okay. 419.
You had a 419 before?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had a 419.
Yeah. So those 419 people, you didn't look at me like that.
Yes.
But because I'm not a politician, but what I will do is that I will build a 419 city. So what is 419? 419 are those people who are writing the Nigerian scam letters. Yes, Nigerian, what they call it, 419 letters. You know the letters the people write to scam people?
Yes.
I will start with them. And I will build a whole city for them. Everybody that is doing 419, we are going to give you amnesty.
Wow.
Okay, but they said we have a caller, so let's hear the call first, then later on we'll continue. Hello? Hello? Do you have a caller or not? Hello? Me, I cannot hear anything now. Hello? Before I was hearing something. Now I cannot even hear anything again. Hello? So anyway, I'm going to build a 419, just like they have Computer City. But this one will be 419 City. And I'm going to say anybody that will come to this 419 City. Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Is that Owolabi?
Yeah, this is Tapa Owolabi, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good.
It has been a long time.
Yes.
And I have to start from your 419 city. It's it's funny, but it's very genuine. And I was just laughing my head off here when you were talking about 419 city. You see, I think we need somebody to harness all these our people that are fraudulent, and they can redirect their energy towards making better use of it.
You see, that guy knows what I'm talking about. He get them.
And I think that
He get
that is
them.
what you are.
You are the one
Yes,
who knows
that's
what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know. And even the other time you were talking about all these miscreants and miscreants in the society, you can gather them together and redirect their energy even to be productive for themselves and for the society.
Yes.
None of these people are useless. It's only the system that have made all of them useless.
Yes.
Anyway, I wanted to say Happy Independence Day to you, sir. But I don't think there is anything that is happy about our independence in Nigeria. Seriously, I'm not joking. There is nothing that is happy about it. We have wasted 58 years of our life doing nothing. And it's also so sad. I was somewhere yesterday and we were discussing about the issue of Nigeria, and people could not even understand what is going on with our country. The way they see things is that they just see things the way you say you said something the other time. People are only interested in what can they gain from the society, what they can benefit from the country, what the country can offer to them. Like these politicians, when they are coming to government, they don't have any idea of what they want to do. They don't have any ideology. They don't have anything as what they are selling to the people. Can you imagine two states have did the election in Nigeria in the last few months now? There was no debate anywhere for the contestants to come and tell the people what they want to offer, what they will do to improve the life of the people. You see, it's so sad that this is the state in which we find ourselves, and that's why I say I don't think there is anything that is happy about our independence. And I want to, the role of the church too is another sad part of our independence. You know, the church is supposed to be the engineer of whatever good thing that's going to become of any society. But unfortunately, the church role is to render the citizen useless by organizing programs that has nothing to do with either the improvement of the society of the people or the society. And this has been a serious problem to the growth of the people and the country.
Yes.
Can you imagine when we have millions of churches and there is no single viable industry in the country? There are industries on their own, but what I'm saying is that when you go to a city, you can see 20, 50 churches, but ask them, do they have any company that is producing anything? We cannot find one. When you go to my state, in the whole state, we have about 2 or 3 industries in the whole state.
But how many churches?
We can have. I think we will have more than 5,000 churches in that state.
Wow.
And we have only 3 viable industries. And it's not even
the church.
to capacity.
It means the church is the industry now.
And that's what I'm saying now. When in a country where the only industry we have is the church, it's really very, very, very sad. And this church are not even employing people, giving them a living wage. Those that are working with them are serving them like slaves. Even the pastors. So the pastors are not even productive in the real sense of it. So if somebody that is in limbo, I don't know how it's going to lead other people to come out to have maximum productive capacity. There's no way it's going to happen. And I think this is one of the programs I think you have in mind that you want to do in Nigeria. And I think it's going to start by changing the mindset of people. The mindset of people are so corroded right now that they don't even understand what is going on with them. And that is the sad part of it. When you go to Nigeria, you are talking about what you want to do. And those who have been listening to you for years now, they find it very strange. They find it very odd. They don't even know. They were thinking, who is this Is he coming from one galaxy or from another planet, something like that? And this is, I think, one of the things you will deal with when you get to Nigeria. People mindset are just so narrowed, and they cannot think outside the box. And you're going to be like Jesus Christ in the when he was in the world, and he was trying to preach another thing to the people, and people were wondering, what's this man talking about? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, what's this man talking about? Oh, yes, he's blasphemy. He's talking about, and true. Whatever you are proposing right now is blasphemy to the politicians in Nigeria or to the ordinary people in Nigeria. It's just like as if we are talking something that they can never imagine it will happen. And at 58, we cannot even give electricity, potable water to the people. You know, electricity and potable water, I think, is another engine room for any successful economy in the world. But at 58, Nigeria cannot even generate enough electricity for the people to benefit. And that's why the issue of model, I think what you are talking about is the issue of this model city you want to create. But the question I want to ask you is this: if you are creating these model cities, who are going to live in those cities? That's the question I would like you to put flesh on. Because if you go to a state like my state, I'm from Ekiti State anyway, and the only people that are really working there are the civil servants. Those are the people that are even making any money, if they are making money at all, because some of them have not been paid for 8 months, 6 months, and how much are they even paying them? A whole month, some people take home, their take home is less than $50. Some who make real money at making their take home is less than $100. And those who really make money, and you say, oh, they are making money, their take home at the end of the month is less than $300. You know, and those are the high level civil servants. So now, who are the people that are going to live in this model city that you are planning to create in states like that?
Very good.
How will you sustain those people living in those cities? So I would like you to expatiate on that. And I think, you see, there must be partnership with the government, because the government must provide enabling environment for the success of any program in any country, because there must be law and order that must be followed to the letter. Exactly. At least, if not all, but at least 80%, and that is what is sustaining the developed country that we have right now. We have, when there is law, when anybody is above the law, then it's easy for you to prosecute anybody. Then it's easy for people to have fear that, okay, if I do this, this is what is going to happen. And like I was telling somebody the other time, I said, look, the problem we have in Nigeria is that there is no viable labor union again in the country. There is no viable labor union. Every one of them have been bought over by so we must have these forces, these established forces, human rights activists, and others that must be very vibrant and powerful, that they can influence the course of history, because these are the people that can be used to mobilize ordinary people in the society, for them to be conscious of what is going on, or what the intent of whoever is coming to make any change in the country. So what are you planning to do to get these people, to buy into whatever idea you are bringing into Nigeria? And I like I said, I've told you before, most of us in diaspora, we are ready to go back and put all the energy. I work 12 hours every day, 10 hours at least. We are ready to go back to our country and put in this much energy, put this much resources, so that our country can move forward. And how do you want to attract people who really want to work? Because we are working here and we are serving another country with our capacity, with our intelligence, with everything we have. you will need most of these people to go back to the country and replicate what they have done. They are doing. If I've been working 10 hours for the past 10 years, you can imagine what I've put in the country in which I am right now. So if we can go back to our country and have the same mindset, and putting the same energy and the same resources that we have into the country, I think something can happen in that direction. So
thank you.
I hope I'm not taking much of your time.
No, you don't take up now. Make you give me time to answer.
Okay, I'm listening, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings.
Yes, sir.
Number one, the easiest one to answer out of all your questions is the diaspora. I'm going to be coming with the diaspora people. And because those more serious-minded people, and these things that I'm doing right now with this, our mentorship program, all those things, they are helping me to know who are the serious-minded people that I can take with me and that could become leaders. Because if you survive my leadership, my mentorship class, I have mentorship program. If you survive it, I know that yes, you are the kind of person that will be able to not just go to Nigeria with me, but be able to lead other people in telling and teaching Nigeria to have a new mindset. Because not everybody can survive my mentorship program. Most of the people who enter the mentorship program, they fall off before the end of the day. So we are going to be, and then of course I'm going to bring in a lot of Europeans, Americans, and Russians. So they are already used to working like that. But we have to really bring also a lot of diaspora. So that's number one. Then the second question: who are the people to be living in those model cities that we are going to be building? Well, number one, I told you that we are going to be building Zone B. Zone B is going to be that zone. We are going to turn Nigeria into a big construction site. That is the only way to make Nigeria work. If we don't rebuild the whole country and turn the country into a reconstruction site, nothing will work. So what do I mean? For example, we take, let's say 10 kilometers, we go into like 10 kilometers of land. We, seclude it in a state or I said there are going to be 10 of them. We are going to reserve those 10 reserves and we are going to turn it into model city. But there are Nigerians who are going to be building. Even though they are going to be, the managers and the directors who are going to be foreigners, but the people who will be working there are going to be Nigerians. So this is going to create massive employment. If you know the story of Germany, Germany was totally destroyed during the First World War. Between the years 1914 to 1918, Germany was run down totally as a country. But, and they were in horrible repression and depression, worse than the one Nigeria is having now. All through the 20s, Germany was in a mess. But then in the 30s, somebody came to the power. This man they called Hitler, a horrible guy, but why is it that Germany supported him? They supported him because he turned around the whole country in 6 years. He turned around, from economic recession, people were living in the street, prostitution, drunkard, people, he provided job for everybody. Why? He turned the whole country into a big factory, into a reconstruction site. So that's what I'm talking about. So those cities that we are going to take, we are going to turn them to massive reconstruction sites. Anybody that wants to work or is looking for any job, they are the ones going to be living there. Because as they are coming to look for jobs, just like people are employed to work for Shell, that Shell, are they not the ones living there later? They are the ones building it and living there. But they have been turned, their brain has been shifted. They have been trained. They have been coached. So they are the ones, the workers, and then the ones who are going to be brought there at the first zones, the first place, the frontiers. When we get the land, let's say this place, like I said now, the frontier are the ones who are closest to that place, to that territory that we because then we are going to be expanding like this. So they are the frontier areas, communities. So those frontier communities, we are going to organize educational sessions for them, reorientation programs. So it is during the reorientation program that they will learn how to live. But the most important way to orientate them is to give them job or their family members, so that they are building, they are working there, and they are also learning how to live. So by the time they come in there, they are allowed to come in there, the environment itself will shock them. The environment itself will be looking very sophisticated. And you know, environment is 50%.
Yeah.
If the environment will be so perfect, like you'll be afraid of even throwing something anywhere.
Yes.
And then you have been taught also, and there will be patrol, policing, camera everywhere. They are not going to be the civil servants who are working for the government. Those ones, let them be there first. But these ones are the frontier people in the area. So those 10 zones B that we are going to have all over the state, or the frontier around them, will all be the ones that will participate first. Then we'll be expanding it to the country, to the country, to the country. Then the next ones will be coming to join.
Wow.
So that is how you got it.
Yeah.
You make you clap. Now you clap under the something. Make you clap for.
That's a very good strategy.
Yeah. So that is concerning the ones who are going to be living there. But then what do we do with the politicians? Because the politicians, we must work with them. That is going to be one of our greatest fights. That is going to be one of my greatest challenges and my greatest fights. But I think I have hope. Number one hope is that the Nigerian politicians, they like money too much. And if I could prove to them that they will make money through all those things, maybe it will help them to be able to agree to work with us. And also, we are going to give them glory. That is it not your state? Are you not the one? I don't want them to vote to me, but we will say you are the one who gave us the permission.
Yeah.
You want to go back there for them to vote for you now? So go and take the glory, but who will do the work? You don't need to do the work. Who will do the work? We'll go and take the glory. So we will find a way of working with the politicians for them to, especially when they know that we are not a threat to them and that we are not going to take their place. I hope that they will come. We'll find a way to. But if they will not agree that way, I also have my own other strategies to make them work. I've done it here before, and I know what to do with politicians to make them work. But apart from that, if we will have futuristic leaders like Shogore or Mogalu or other people like that, I think things should be much more easier. I think we have a caller. Okay, while we are trying to get the caller, so how will I build a new economy that will not depend on oil? First of all, I said we'll build an economy that doesn't depend on oil and also on allocation to the states. So what will I use the money that is coming from the oil that was going to the states every month? It's every month though. What will I use that money for? You ask me. Now, the thing I will use the money for is that I will go and find the most promising Nigerians. The most promising Nigerians. Like there is a guy in Nigeria they call Michael Akindele. This Michael Akindele, he started producing Nigerian devices of mobile phones. iPhones. Nigerian version of iPhone, mobile phones, all these gadgets that you are holding now. Samsung. And so I was going to give what I used to give to one state before. I will give it to him, like let's say 1 billion. Let him build something that will drive away all Samsung, Nokia, all those things, iPhone, iPad from Nigeria. And we will supply our own and supply to all African countries. That will be the source of foreign currency.
Yeah.
And we will replace, instead of being importers, we will be exporters. That is one. But I'm still having my own plan that I'm going to share. Hello? I think we have a caller. Hello? Do we have a caller? I can't hear anything, no. Hello? Is anybody calling? I can't hear anybody's voice. Oh. What's the name? The person has name? Innocent Magaji. No, it means he has a problem. If he's the one, he should talk. Anyway, me, I'm not hearing anything. Let me continue my talk. Call him back. You go and call him back. Meanwhile, let me continue my discussion. So instead of giving, Roberta, Etajini shutka. No asta no vite nu. Which to na sound there. So instead of giving that money to the state every month, let me say even in a year, not every month I will be giving to the guy, just 1 month alone in a year. Then I will get another guy. There is a guy in Nigeria they call Innocent Chukwuma. This Innocent Chukwuma is the one that founded a company that is called Innoson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the first indigenous provider and maker of cars. He's a car maker. Now, he's not assembling it, he's making it. But have you seen the car before? Me, I've never seen before. Have you seen it abroad? Even in Nigeria, you don't go see it. Why? He doesn't have money to put it in mass production. So what I will do is that the thing that I used to send to his state, I will just give it to him because he's going to be making money and profit on top of it, and he'll be making money for the country. So I will give him that $2 billion that I used to give to his state. So he will make it and flood Nigeria with all the cars and begin to export it. And he will still be making money for the country and then employment and everything. This is how to heal a country.
Yeah.
Hello, I think we have a caller now.
Bonjour DSA.
Ah, ça va?
Très bien.
Ça va bien?
Très bien, mec, toi?
Innocent, c'est vous?
Oui, c'est moi.
Okay, make you speak English because I thought I should just go off in French like that for you.
Okay, I'll try. You try. I'll be very brief.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing this conversation on. I was listening to what people were saying. I just want to say something just briefly, just one single part that I think is very important. It's about the issue of corruption and incompetency. How can we have a system where somebody, a thug like Dino Melai, I'm sorry to employ that word, but I really want to get people to get the intensity of the issue of what we're having in Nigeria. We have all our leaders completely, not just Nigeria.
No, you think it is Dino Melai who's a thug? I thought it was his leader who is a thug, the Saraki one.
I mean, all of them,
okay.
all over Africa, they are incompetent leaders. They are incompetent because we are not seeing the result of any of the activity. So my question is, in a nation building, how can we be able to have people that are competent, have access into power? You were saying something recently, and I was thinking about the system that the Chinese people are practicing currently. They have a very closed communist school system that every leader that we participate into politics must go through rigorous training, just like this mentorship program you started. If you want to become a local government chairman, anything, councillor, anything at all to occupy a political position, you must go through a rigorous training. You have to certify you. After you're certified, you have to occupy a post, and then you have to prove yourself. So they teach people about nation building. They teach you first of all about how to build your family, how to build from a family, how to build a community, from a community, how to build a state, from a state, how to build a country, from a country, how to build a continent, and how to build, to go global internationally. So you will see a local government chairman have access, understand the global system, how he can be able to connect the local people of his community to the global system. So they have this school where people are being taught how to govern people. So, and before you to be able to be promoted, you have to prove yourself. That was how Xi Jinping got into power today. You have to prove yourself through your competence, through the activity, through the laws, through the policy that you put in place, and that can take you to power. So, but in Nigeria currently, we have people that are very competent, but they cannot have access to power. And people who have access to power do not. They have the law for Nigeria at heart. They understand the problem. This is corruption. This is this, but they don't really know how to solve some of these problems. So most of them are willing, but they don't have the technical know-how to solve some of these problems. Just like Buhari, he came in, he said he wants to fight corruption, fight corruption. But he doesn't know that there are certain ways on how to fight corruption. What are those ways? It's something that he doesn't know. So how can we, as individuals, as Africans, for instance, there is a school currently in Rwanda, it's called School of Leadership. It's started by Paul Kagame. The impact students that are being taught in that school of Pan-Africanist ideas. So how can we have an institution whereby we say, okay, before you participate into, an institution should be located in every state, and say, before you go into politics, you must be able to be certified. I know this is a very bad idea. It's somehow because it has its own weaknesses too, because it will limit people that will come. For instance, you now, if you're coming from abroad, if you don't have that certificate, you'll not be allowed to participate into the politics. But how can we have an institution in place that will groom people, that would, because you see a local government chairman, he doesn't even know why he's there. He just sees it as an opportunity to just make money. And then another, what I'm trying to suggest again to this is, how can we be able to, okay, say into this system, cut out one of the huge incentive that is bringing people into politics, which is money, and say, let's have a system that they have it in France, equal wages. People, if you work, you are paid based on the hours that you work. So how can we say, okay, because first of all, if you remove the money out of politics, it will discourage people that will go into power. First, some of them will only be encouraged because they are going there for the power that is there. But once the money is not there, some of them will be discouraged. So then you will have only people who are really motivated, who think they have something to offer to the country, that will try to struggle to go into power. So in a nutshell, in conclusion, so that other people can speak, how can we have an institution in place that will train people, prepare them, teach them about nation building, the leaders, the future leaders, people that will be placed into strategic position all over the country, that they will be certified, they will be proved, they will understand the global system, that is just Nigeria is a continental, is a global system, that because Nigeria don't have foreign policy, we don't understand anything about that. So how can we have an institution in place like that can be able to groom people? I propose a Pan-Africanist institution that can inculcate people with ideas of our cultural value, of our system, something that can make us be proud of our culture and help us to understand the global system and can be able to play in the global stage. Thanks, Dad.
Beautiful. So what I will say to that is that this is actually one of the things that I have in mind. I don't know how we are going to do it on the ground yet, but I have an idea of that for anybody to hold any government office in Nigeria. In this country, they have what they call in Nigeria too, they have them, but they call them civil servants in Nigeria. But in this country, it doesn't just have to be civil servants. Anybody that is serving in government, or politician or civil servant, all of them have to go through criteria preparation. So they have grade 1 or grade A, grade B, grade C. So when you are grade A, you can only rule local government level. When you are or city level. When you are grade B, you can lead state level. When you are grade C or grade D, then that is when you can be ministers or national level leader or president. So people like that, we should have an institute like that, just like we have done before in Nigeria. Nigerians are going to kick against it, but we are just going to put it across them that, okay, no, it's simple. Just the same way you did, we people do, they call them NYSC.
Yeah, NYSC.
Yeah. Just the same way people do NYSC. Okay, the same way. Just let's put hours into that NYSC. So either you do NYSC, the same way you do NYSC for everybody to get a job in any government office or in any any appointment. The same way for you to do a political something, you also need to do NYSC. But the NYSC this time is not just to go and be a teacher in the local government or some school or in the hospital. Your own NYSC will be training in political matters.
Okay.
So the NYSC will not just be going to run in the camp or something like that, but your own NYSC will be in the area of politics or of running of the nation that you have burdened for. So that NYSC, the same, because if you say you want to do another school and tell people that you've done NYSC, then after that you still have to go to another school and then you go to university, all those things is going to be clumsy for people, very tough. But that same NYSC, let's do exceptions to it in different areas. The ones that want to do politics or you want to go into politics in future, then you must do your own NYSC as a training on how to rule a city or a country. I don't know if you get it. And then you are going to be graded on levels. So if you now want to, go from one level to the other, you can do upgradement or external, studies and, keep on doing just like the civil servants are doing. The civil servants also can upgrade their own something. The same way you will also be able to upgrade your status. So concerning the economic situation, so another way, so I'm going to get somebody like that, Michael Akindele, Innocent, Shukuma, and people like that. I'm going to put money into them. So what we're going to do, or we have a caller. Okay, so what we're going to do is that I'm going to empower about 10 like this. 10 of these main people that can, like there is one guy they call Philip, that they said created one of the Mogalu or something. He created one of the fastest computers in the world. So somebody like that put money into his hand and bring him back, let him build a whole institute. And where he will be training a technological institute, or make him to be the head of one of the technological institutes in Nigeria, and let him begin to train and raise up young men in that 419 city that I said I'm going to build. Let him be the head of it. And all those 419 guys, let him recube them and, turn it into our own Silicon Valley. Oh, we have a caller?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Who is calling from where?
Peter Ikpe from Nigeria, Benue State.
Okay, how are you, sir?
I am fine, sir. So nice following your programs.
Thank you so much.
You've been a great blessing and inspiration.
Wow.
I've been a student of your philosophy for over 8 years now, and it's been wonderful.
I remember you because we used to exchange a lot of letters with you.
Yes, sir. And those letters have changed my life, and it's been a blessing.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so happy for what you are doing, sir. It's an answer to our prayers, because Nigeria is a special case.
Yes.
And
but God has taken me away to also prepare me specially for a special case like Nigeria.
Yeah, that's why we are happy, sir. That's why we are so happy. Sir, in the Middle Belt.
But you are saying I think you should speak for yourself that you are happy, because the GOs and the papas at home are not happy.
They are benefiting from the issues, so they don't have anything to be happy. Upcoming generation, we don't see a future in that. So they speak for themselves, and we will speak for ourselves.
Very good.
So, sir, in the north and the middle belt part of Nigeria, we have a peculiar problem.
Yes. Yes, I'm hearing you, sir. Hello? Okay. I think I can guess the question that Peter is trying to ask concerning the Middle Belt and northern Nigerian situation. I think the situation is connected with the Boko Haram and the herdsmen and the Muslim-Christian conflict. Well, what I have my own plan concerning that as well. What I'm going to do is that by the grace of God, I believe that love conquers all evil. And I believe that God has given me a blueprint on how to resolve that problem. I'm going to go and I'm going to have a meeting with the Boko Haram people. And I'm going to have a meeting with all northern community, the Muslims. And I'm going to ask them to tell me what they need. If what they need is a mosque, I'm going to vow to build them a mosque. I'm going to build them a mosque only on the condition that, we're going to go have our own condition. That their children must go to school. No, they should not touch the Christians. Anybody that touches the Christian, the community that we build the mosque for, their leader must take responsibility for that. So, and if they need school, we're going to build school for them. If they need hospital, we're going to build hospital for them. We are going to conquer through love. Not what Nigerian people are talking, Nigerian pastors are talking about, that go and cut their throat, go and fight, go and kill them. No, 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 no. This is not what Jesus has called. He said, if your enemy is hungry, give him food. If he is thirsty, give him water. If that way, you will put like hot coal on their head. Yes. So it is that kind of thing that we're going to do. But we're going to do it with love. We're going to come with love. If they want to be killing us in the process, let them do it. But it has happened before. In the history of Christianity, Christianity conquered the world out of love. It is love. It is not, it is Islam that took war to conquer nations, but to spread their religion. But this religion that will represent Christianity, it was the power of love that conquered all the nations of the world. So that's exactly what we're going to do. The people who are killing the martyrs and the Christians in the early days, their children were now preaching that same gospel later on. But it is when they came to Africa with hospitals, when they came with schools, that is how our witchcraft and everything fell down. And knowledge brought deliverance to Africa. That same power of the gospel, same power of light, same power of love is still there. And I know that some Christians will condemn me, that how can you say you are a Christian and you are going to build mosque for Muslims? It's my own problem. If it's not going to be your own money, wait till it be your problem. Okay. So if it's going to be my own money that I'm going to use, make it no talk. But I know that love will prevail. That is concerning the question he was asking about. Do we have any caller? Let us know if we have any caller. So any other question? Because I have other solutions for the economy. But
so, Doctor, my next question is: what are the basic fundamental ways to reform or stabilize security in Nigeria?
Oh, very good. Concerning security in relations to Boko Haram, I just told you, and the headsmen. The headsmen, I think we need colonies. I think we have to build colonies all over the country, either as a business but I will not do it as a government thing. I would rather just encourage businessmen, both northern and southern businessmen, to build colony and ranches. So we have to go the way of ranches and colonies, like
not just based on Boko Haram.
No. Even it has to be Christians and Southerners also can have that business. It has to be like a business, thing. So concerning other security issues, like with the thieves, armed robbers. So with the thieves and armed robbers, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do a crusade. What I will do is that I will rent a stadium, let's say National Stadium Abuja, or I could rent a stadium in every geographical something, and put advertisement in radio and television that if you are into robbery, theft, armed robbery, or any illicit kidnapping, any illicit something, is it not money you want? It's money. Come, we are going to resolve a situation for you whereby we are going to make you to have money, but without the risk. We will guarantee you income, money, but without the risk of being killed, being imprisoned, or falling into conflict with the government. And then I'm going to also come out with a letter of guarantee from the security forces that even though there will be policemen to, the security something will be there, but nobody will make any arrest. So it's not a meeting of arrest at all. So after that, when I do that, I will come there to that meeting with, before I come to the meeting, I will have photographs of about 10 people who were armed robbers before. I would have prepared 10 or 20 people who will come with their testimonies. Like you, for example, maybe you were armed robber before, or maybe you were a drug pusher before. And you say, I was a drug pusher, look at me. I did this, I was in jail. I did this somewhere. And now, look at what I've become. I now have my own business. I now have something. I'm now a trader. I'm now doing this for people. So I'm not ashamed of it. And so there will be 10 or 100 of people like this coming to not ashamed. Then it will give comfort and confidence to the other ones that, you see, it will give hope that this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to do a crusade only for armed robbers. So they will all come in the National Stadium, and I'm going to say, okay, is it not enough money you want? Let's resolve the money issue. But this is the way to make it legitimately. And we will guarantee them, training, just like similar to what Umaru Yar'Adua did with the amnesty militants, with the militants and things like that. So this one we will do the same thing. Go and submit your arms, submit this thing, and we're going to do amnesty for armed robbers. So when we do amnesty for armed robbers like that and give them training, send them abroad, send them to school, give them profession, that is the way I see us resolving the problem of.
But I would like you to expatiate a little bit on how this procedure will engulf other states.
No, it's going to be in every state.
Right. Okay.
It's going to be in every state. I will rent a stadium in every state.
Okay.
And I will do, it's a crusade. You know, like people do crusade now. What they do in crusade is just to gather everybody to just come and sing and shout and do it. No, but this one will be strategic. So we are going to do only for armed robbers and people who are in illicit. But you want to come out, you want to live a better life. You've seen the life of this person, you've seen the life of this person. We are going to do registry. We're going to do database for them. And we are going to group them. 100 people in a group, and in every group we are going to form the specialization and profession. You want to go to school, you go to school. You want to get a degree, you get a degree. You want to train as skills, we are going to give you the skills, and then that's what we are going to do. And then all those people are going to go with me to another state to testify that I was in Lagos. So when they called all the armed robbers, I was afraid before. I thought they were arresting me, but I came, and now I am now something. I'm no more doing this thing. And then the parents will come, the relatives will come and say, yes, see, we have changed you, and now he's going to South Africa to study and do this, or he's going to that school, or he's already working here. This is what we are going to do. I said, we don't condemn you. It is the society that condemns you. It is society that says you are a thief. But we know that you won't have become a thief. You are made in the image of God. What is going to make me to do that is because I believe everybody is made in the image and likeness of God. Originally, there is no way God created anybody to be bad. Even when God finished creation, he said everything he created is good. Including human being. And it's like looking at a trash box. In every trash box, it's possible there is a gold inside, diamond.
That's right.
In any human being also there is diamond and there is gold. But when you look at the trash box, it's only dirt, you will see. It's only garbage. But if you take your time and take that garbage out one by one and clean it and be careful with individual. If you clean the thing that Satan has put like garbage in every individual, in their mind, in their habits, in their culture, in their pattern, you will discover gold. You will discover diamond. But most important thing you will discover in any human being like that is the fact that the core of the person, the original that is inside, is the image of God and the likeness of God. So the likeness of God is in every individual in this world. But something that the society or culture or problem has put them on, it has covered that image of God, that you can't see any image again. You are only seeing the bad behavior. So they now need people who will have patience. You see, what Jesus said is that the sower went to sow seed. Right. And he said when he went to sow that seed, some of them were in the place with stones. The light fell amidst stones. And the thorns just killed the thing. And another one went to a stony ground. So it's just like a stone. It didn't enter. It will not go. So, but the difference is, the problem is not with the land though, with the soil. The problem is with the sower. So who is the sower now that will have enough patience with that land where there is thorns and things, and remove, because where there is thorns, you just need to remove the thorns, remove the root, and put the land and make the soil come out without the root that will grow and something. So if you have that patience, you will remove the bad something and you will find soil inside. Even where there is stone, if you will be patient enough and remove all the stone, you will find soil inside. The same thing with human being. There is gold, there is diamond, there is treasure in that human being. But we have to be patient. That sower shouldn't just throw the word and take anyone that comes. It is the good one that will come. But if you have patience for every human being and take time to remove the thorns and the stones and the something and work with the heart, you will discover that the nature of God is the original soil that is in that person.
Pastor,
yes.
Let's talk about policing system in Nigeria.
Policing,
yeah.
Okay.
Whereby Nigerians cannot rely on our policing for safety. In your own opinion, what system can be put in place to make policing a career?
Well, I discovered that in New York, what I'm going to do is this. One of the chief head police in New York is a woman, Mrs. Obe. This Mrs. Obe is a Nigerian.
Wow.
He became the first commissioner for police, I think for New York also, for New York State. So what I will do is that I will just go to the person and say, please, since you are Nigerian, please, anything you want, I'm ready to give it. If you want me as a president, as a Nigerian, even the president, to stand on the knees, we are going to stand on our knees to beg you to come. Come and help us put the police force. If you are the head, you grew from anybody, from nothing to become the head. We just have to take professionals that know how to do this thing.
Yes.
And put the money behind it. Because I don't believe that any of our own people that is grown there in Nigeria can do it. Because they have been exposed to the wrong model. So I would like to import and bring somebody like that, you know, who knows the way the system works, to come and help us set out. I will just let all the police go unless they go through the training. If not, we'll just, you know, let most of them go and recruit new ones who will be trained with new culture, with new value system, and do it professionally. And they know that there is penalty and punishment for anything, just like in the Western countries, for any of the something that is destroyed. But it's already 1.5 hours so that we are working. It's just about 1 minute or 2 minutes to the end. You still want to add something? Our time is already over.
It's over.
Unless there is a caller. If there is no caller, then
I'll probably just ask one more
okay.
question. So, Doctor, how
you don't think that you might have been cheating the lady, because I think you have asked more questions than the, and you still want to ask another one again. So what should we do? Should we just finish and round up?
round up? We should, we should just round up. Yeah.
Well, everybody that is watching us, I've written so many books for Nigeria and about Nigeria and how to move Nigeria forward. I don't know if you are interested in these books. Please go and look at. I mean, I'm sure you are seeing our screen. You see a lot of these books are coming on. You can get them on Amazon or on okadabooks.com if you are in Nigeria, or on Amazon, or you can actually go and read them all and download them for free on Kindle Unlimited. But if you download them there, it will not become like your own forever, because you can only read them and let them go. So, but if you want to buy them in bulk, you could get in touch with our representative in Nigeria, Chioma, or you could write to our office by writing to dssbooks@gmail.com, dssbooks@gmail.com. But for those of you who want to be receiving our messages, especially if you are in Nigeria and you don't have too much data, then send us you see the telephone on the screen now, you know, it's our WhatsApp telephone. Write it down and send us your own WhatsApp number. If you send us your own WhatsApp number or WhatsApp number of your friends and relatives, we will be sending them the messages every day. So do we have a call or what? No. Okay, so we'll be sending them messages every day. So send us those telephones and we'll be sending. For those of you who want to come to Ukraine, the way to come to Ukraine is by writing to HMT, History Makers Training, HMT@godembassy.org, HMT@godembassy.org. Or you could write to guest, GUEST, @godembassy.org. So just write to us and say you want to come to Ukraine. Our next HMT training, History Makers Training, is coming up in November. Maybe you can still make it. But we love Nigerians, and I want to use this opportunity. We love Nigerians and Nigeria, and want to use this opportunity to congratulate all Nigerians and say, I have hope in Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria, because not that I have hope in Nigeria that they will elect some president or somebody. No. I am giving them platform. I want them to elect the good person, but even if they don't elect any good person, from my own side, I know what I'm going to do. I am working on it. I'm praying that God should just let me overcome all my troubles here in Russia on time. Once I'm able to overcome my troubles here, I will be ready for Nigeria. And by the time I get to Nigeria, I said in the next 10 years, people will know that it has not finished for Nigeria. God has taken me out of that country for 32 years. I've been sojourning outside, and this thing is not for fun. God has a plan, and He has equipped me, trained me, and I think I know one or two things that I could bring to the table. But if you read these books, you will discover that it's not just one or two things, that there is hope, big hope for this country. Any one of these books that you read, you will just be proud. You will begin to jump up and down that you are Nigeria again, and that there is something that could come out great about this country. You know, somebody who could say, but it's not possible. Well, when I came to Russia here, it was also not possible to do what I've done here, and especially for a black man to do it. Everything that I've done has always been something that has not been possible. So you relax, keep on believing that it's not possible. But we that believe things are possible will go and do it, and you will come and see and rejoice with us. So, well, but just keep on praying. I want you people to pray for me that God will release me on time when his time has come, and we'll begin to take on the challenge of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mrs. Peace, for coming.
You, sir.
Thank you so much. You are not Odumegu Ojuku, but it's that you are related a little bit. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much, all our viewers, and especially those who called in. And we'll be happy to see you in the evening. This week, I will not be speaking from the studio here. We need to do some renovation here in the studio. But more than that, I will be in the church, because in the church, we have training this week in the Russian church, so among the Russians. So I'll be doing training, but it will be we'll be broadcasting from the church. So you'll be seeing us on the program, on TV, on Facebook, every day. From today, from Monday till Sunday, we'll be having broadcasts from the church. So we'll see you every day in the evening. Peace. Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here from Kyiv, Ukraine. We are here with you for a special program, well-publicized special program with Nigerian presidential candidate, Dr. Kingsley Mogalu. And but before I, present him to you and I give him the word, I would like you people to go and share this message. Please go share the message, everybody, and go tag your friends. Let's write the name of as many Nigerians as we know. 5, 10, 20, 100, 200. Tag as many people as you can. And please go and invite as many people, because this, I've had an interview with a certain presidential candidate before now, and that was not bad. But even when I was having that particular program, I mentioned to you the name of Dr. Kingsley, because I said, he's the one, at least he's the only one that I've seen that is capable of, that I like what I'm hearing from him. Even though I respect all other people, but I never knew that, I was going to have him at that point on my, on this platform. But, I think it's a great, great privilege that we are able to have Dr. Kingsley. Don't let me sound as if I'm biased, because, I would not like, you judge him by, you judged, the candidate by the questions and the answers that he will give to them. I'm going to throw the same questions to him like I've done with other candidates. And I want you to listen to these answers and then compare the answers of all the candidates, as many as will come here, so that you will see if my judgment is correct or is not correct. So, Dr. Kingsley, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, Dr. Sunday. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to be on our program.
You're very welcome.
Now, who is Dr. Kingsley Mogalu?
Well, Kingsley Mogalu is an ordinary Nigerian who, you know, just has a heart beating for the masses of the Nigerian people. A Nigerian who wonders why so many of his compatriots are so poor, and wonders whether or not there is something wrong with us, or whether there is something wrong with our stars. And I decided, therefore, that I should stop wondering and take a stand on behalf of the people and present myself to offer leadership, the kind of leadership I believe Nigeria needs and has been lacking. But to introduce myself biographically a little bit.
Yes.
I was born in Lagos. I was born in Lagos in May 1963. And my names are Kingsley Bosa Chiedu Ayodele Mogalu.
Wow.
My parents come from Nnewi in Anambra State of Nigeria.
Yes.
At the time I was born, my father was a foreign service officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And we lived in Geneva. We moved to Switzerland 3 months after I was born, spent a year there, and then moved to Washington, D.C. on my father's diplomatic postings, and returned to Nigeria just before the Civil War.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so I went straight from Washington into the Eastern region, and from there into Biafra. So I grew up inside Biafra, running from the air raids into the bunker that was dug in our home in the village, eating fried crickets and grasshoppers, which, by the way, are very sweet delicacies. I would recommend it to anybody. Yeah, and after the Civil War, we remained in Enugu in the east. My father continued in the civil service and became a permanent secretary who was very well known and respected for his probity. He would beat his hand on his chest and say, 35 years in the civil service, and I never took a bribe.
Wow.
Whenever I think about my father, who is of blessed memory now, I remember that phrase. And so a lot of what I do in my life, other than God, was shaped by the influence of my father upon me and his value system, which I share. And I developed a worldview based on that. Most of my career later on, after my education in Nigeria, primary school, secondary school, University of Nigeria, and Nsukka, I did a little stint in the media with Newswatch in the late 1980s as general counsel of Newswatch, and as a special correspondent of several international newspapers in Nigeria. Then I went to the United States in 1991, took a master's degree at the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University. And then in 1992, I joined the United Nations Service, the United Nations Secretariat, and I was recruited on my own merit by the Secretary General then, Boutros Ghali. I spent 17 years working for the United Nations. I went from entry level to the highest career rank of director. I served in Cambodia. I served in New York at the UN headquarters. I served in Croatia, in Eastern Europe. I served in Tanzania. And then I served in Switzerland, in Geneva, Switzerland. So I spent 17 years, and then I left and set up my own consultancy in Geneva, Switzerland. And that's what I was doing in 2009 when President Umaru Yar'Adua and Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, then governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, asked me to come home to serve our country as deputy governor of the Central Bank. I was shocked because I did not know there was a vacancy for a deputy governor in the Central Bank. Sanusi was not my cousin. He was not my relative or my brother, and yet he said that he saw in me something which he felt Nigeria needed, and that he wanted me to come home, and that he would recommend me to President Yar'Adua, who is the person who appoints the governor and the deputy governor of the central bank. The president of Nigeria does. So he recommended me to Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua accepted that recommendation, and I was appointed deputy governor of the CBN in November 2009. And I did a term of office of 5 years. After that, and during that period, we did a lot of reforms in the Nigerian banking system. We stabilized the Nigerian banks after the global financial crisis, made sure that no Nigerian lost one kobo, made sure that no bank failed. Whereas all over the world, banks were collapsing, and $11 trillion was lost during the global financial crisis. But because of the work that Sanusi and I and other colleagues did in Nigeria, Nigeria was saved from this tragedy. After my time at the central bank, I was appointed professor of the practice of international business and public policy at the Fletcher School at Tufts University in Massachusetts. And I became a professor there over a period of 2.5 years before returning to Nigeria in November last year. And early this year, I presented myself to the people of Nigeria for election to the office of the President of Nigeria in 2019. I also hold a doctorate in international relations from the London School of Economics and Political Science.
Very, very exhaustive, list of pedigree, actually. But is it on the basis of what major did they invite you to the central bank as an international relation person or as an economist?
I was invited to come back to the central bank because of my expertise in risk management. One of my qualifications is that I'm a professionally and internationally certified risk manager. And the firm that I was running in Geneva, Switzerland as the CEO was a risk management and global strategy consultancy. That's the main basis on which I was invited back home, because the situation in the banking industry and the financial sector in Nigeria required very serious risk management and corporate governance. I was also invited because of my corporate governance expertise. So I was deputy governor for financial stability, and of course, in that capacity, I was also a member of the Monetary Policy Committee, which is an economic function. So I was playing the two roles of the banking regulator and a member of the Monetary Policy Committee, taking decisions on inflation and other economic issues.
Beautiful. Now, let me go right on into the questions that have come in and that our people would like to hear. Number one,
yes.
What is your dream of Nigeria in the next 10 years, or the new identity of Nigeria? How will you put it to us?
I see Nigeria in 10 years, hopefully, after I would have been president for 8 years, as a very different place from what it is now.
Okay.
I see Nigeria in 10 years as a real nation, united with a worldview and a national ambition based on that worldview, with its pride of place in the world restored. I see it with its economy transformed and firmly on the path to becoming like Dubai or Malaysia or Singapore. That is the vision I have for Nigeria. A country that is healed and has become a nation. A country with an economy that grows inclusively, with jobs being created for young men and women, and the poverty rate massively reduced. You know that Nigeria today is the poverty capital of the whole world.
Yeah.
We have the highest numbers of absolutely poor people in Nigeria, and we've just overtaken India in that situation. So this is the vision I have for Nigeria, a country firmly on the path to transformation and greatness, We wouldn't have finished the journey even in 10 years. Let us be very frank. But the foundation and the takeoff would have been firmly laid, and the takeoff will be on course. And therefore, the real question in 10 years' time will not be whether Nigeria is making progress, but whether the next president that will take over after me will sustain the progress that the government that I hope to lead would have made in the lives of Nigerians.
So those countries that you mentioned, Malaysia, Indonesia,
yes.
Those are upper middle income economies. Right
exactly.
now we are in lower middle income economies. So that means we would have doubled at least our
yes.
Per capita GDP.
Especially, yes, GDP per capita. Yes, you just hit the point. Because I am not a person, even though I'm a political economist, I don't spend a lot of my time discussing GDP growth. I spend more of my time looking at per capita GDP growth. What is the average income of the Nigerian? And we expect to have, if not tripled it in 10 years, at the very least to have doubled it.
Very concrete, very concrete. Now, but what does it mean to you to be a president, the president of Nigeria? What is it that you can do as a president that you couldn't do now?
Yes. You know, before now, if you read the Financial Times of London, if you read the back page of this day newspaper, if you look at my social media, if you look at CNN, if you're an avid watcher of CNN, many people would have seen me on these forums propounding solutions to the problems of Nigeria and other developing countries. I discovered that I was speaking to the deaf, because the recycled politicians in Nigeria will listen to you and say, hi, that man is very bright, but I beg, let's get on with business, you know? So they have no vision. So I decided, well, stop agonizing, organize, and lead a group, a movement that will help to bring this change in our country. So running for presidents of the office of the president of Nigeria, for me, I am seeking an opportunity to work with 200 million other Nigerians to build a Nigeria of our dreams. Why should we spend 100 years dreaming and nothing happens? The only thing that has to happen now is that the right person has to be at the helm to give birth to this vision. That's why I'm running for president. I don't have any ambition to be president of Nigeria. I have a vision for the Nigerian people and to be president. So I'm a man with a vision on a mission. That's really what this is all about. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less.
But with you saying that, you are putting Nigeria at a place where, you know, right now, a lot of people will say, you know, you have been ambitious about what Nigeria can do and be in the next few years. But let me tell you this, and I want to know if you agree with this or not. Do you agree really that as of now, and most Nigerians would disagree with this, but as an expert, you should be able to understand where I'm coming from. Most Nigerians believe that Nigeria is a rich country, whereas the facts and the figures and the reality on ground right now, when we are not talking potential, that Nigeria is actually a poor country right now. Not just because people are poor, but even with our productivity and the things that we produce and the income that we generate compared to those countries that we are aiming to catch up with. Do you agree that Nigeria is a poor country? And how do we change that?
I agree Nigeria is a very poor country, and as I was explaining, the extreme poverty in Nigeria is one of the things that has moved me to get off my chair and stop being an armchair critic and enter the arena and present myself with my ideas, new ideas, and a new vision for our country. Nigeria is not just poor. Nigeria is extremely poor, number one. Number two, Nigeria is not just extremely poor, Nigeria has been impoverished by its so-called leaders, the recycled politicians that are trying today to get our people to give them a second term or to come back to continue their plutocracy. You know, so the real leader Nigeria needs now is a leader that understands economics and how to create the wealth of nations for the Nigerian people. The path to poverty, the path out of poverty to prosperity for Nigeria goes through two things. Number one, as I explain in my vision book, it goes through education. The educational system must be